Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rambling Runoff with your host, Robert Rios and Danny Tan, the sports podcast, where we ramble all day and run off forever. Danny, can you say what's up to the people?
What's good, everybody, today?
Yes, the heat, it's getting us, but we're still pushing today for the show, right, Danny?
Yes, sir. If we run, we gotta run through the heat.
No, yeah, man. Waiting no weaklings, waiting no weak sauce people out here, man. You gotta keep going, right, bro?
Yeah. As we say that, we're both sitting at our cushy desks with fans running.
Well, I mean, I didn't say we couldn't get any help from surviving the heat.
True facts.
Dude, straight facts only. But yeah, we got a lot of hot stuff cooking for you today. The NFL season just started. As of this recording, Cowboys Bucks just wrapped up. The first official week of college football just wrapped up. And another thing that also wrapped up was the first stage of World Cup qualifying in CONCACAF region with the USA, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff we'd like to talk about today. Yeah, how have you been doing, Danny?
I've been doing okay. A little stressful at work. I think we talked about that last week. But putting in a couple extra hours over there. So this podcast is recorded a little later. So if our energy is different, that's why. Blame it on the alcohol. But yeah, how's your week been doing, Robert?
It's been going okay. It's been a little bit stressful considering those USA games have been going on. I tried watching some baseball, which was good. We're gonna go over some of it later on in the show, but a little stressful also. We got to hang out. We got to do some golfing over the weekend, over this Labor Day weekend that just passed.
Yes, we got to go hit at the range. Robert had to remember how to use a golf club and hit the ball without smacking the wood on the side. It's good. He found his flow. FYI, he's not a terrible shot. But yeah, that was fun.
I mean, I didn't buy a golf set like you, sir, so I do not know how to use the golf clubs as well as you.
Yeah, I spent $50 on an entire golf set from an old Armenian man. All right, look, I saved money. I bought a cheap set so that we didn't have to keep borrowing and so that we can use some irons. But
we have our own irons. We bought them a long time ago, remember?
No, we bought I've learned that they're called woods. I thought they were drivers, but they're not. They're fairway woods.
Oh, shut your mouth. You think you're a professional golfer now because you have a freaking bag? You have two bags technically.
Excuse you, it's a crocodile canvas bag on top of a cart. Respect the game, respect the equipment.
Everybody, it has wheels on it. This is hilarious. Danny's like a 50-year-old man now.
I'm older. The Armenian guy was like almost 80. All right. I have his soul, his essence is in this equipment. Every time I hit the ball, I hear him speaking to me.
Bro, what? That sounds weird, fool. What the hell? I have his essence with me. What if he sucked? Yeah. Now you suck.
No, that's why I started off so good. I felt his energy. I felt the kebab in him.
That's cap.
But no, yeah. He was a really nice guy. He's still alive. FYI, if I'm making it sound like he died, and I have his like haunted soul watching over me every time I try to pick up a golf club. But yeah, we got to hit at the range. It was a little warm, but yeah, it was fun.
We got to go eat some. Where'd we go eat? We
went to Mama Lu Chinese dumpling restaurant in Monterey Park.
Dude, it was bomb.
Yeah, it was really good. Also, as a side note, Mama Lu is owned by a different owner now and not by the same Mama Lu who got sued for $2.6 million by the IRS and paid out. So it's all good.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's just local gossip. But let's jump into the sports, shall we?
No, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff cooking. So Danny, I know you're not in too much into soccer, but I am, and I gave us a little bit of a little mini assignment for me and you to do, and that was to follow the U.S. men's national team start World Cup qualifying in the CONCACAF region, right?
Yes, sir. And your soccer fandom is starting to affect me because now the 90-minute game doesn't seem as daunting. And they're pretty enjoyable games. I don't know if it's just because it's hyping for the World Cup, or I started off with a good MLS All-Star game. But yeah, I really enjoyed both the Canada game. I didn't catch the Honduras game, but I caught the highlights, and that was pretty enjoyable as well.
You weren't able to catch the El Salvador game, correct? Also,
No, I did not, but I'm glad I didn't watch the 0-0 score.
no, yes, and I'm glad you bring that up because we'll use that as a transition because that first El Salvador game that the U.S. had, which was away in San Salvador, was a 0-0 draw, which ties can be good if both teams are competitive. But in this case, the USA just played like straight crap against a team on paper they should beat. And usually the US has never been favorable when traveling in the CONCACAF region in World Cup qualifying. So in this game, just a note, Christian Pulisic and Zach Steffen were out due to illness and COVID-19. So Matt Turner also started in goal. And of course, I'm not surprised, but it looked like the team had never played with each other before, which, FYI, they haven't. And they couldn't really create much offense, Danny. So throughout the whole match, I just kept seeing the same thing over and over again, where the U.S. would just dribble the ball around a bunch of times and then like launch it 25 yards up the field in hopes that someone would get the ball and then throw it into the back of the net. Kick it into the back of the net. So I'm like, bro, what is up with this? What are you about to say?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that seemed like kind of a theme. The U.S. national team seemed like slow starters, even in the Canada game and in Honduras. That seems like that's how the team starts off. Maybe they couldn't get their pace or find their rhythm versus El Salvador, but in both following games, that seems to be the same thing that they were doing.
No, yeah, it was just like as I mentioned, on paper they should have beaten El Salvador, but like I also mentioned before, CONCACAF is we're like probably the third or fourth best region to play, or not to play, but overall soccer region. However, all the teams in CONCACAF tend to beat up on each other. So anybody could beat anybody on any given week, no matter who was on the roster, who was on the lineup. In this case, you wouldn't recognize anybody from the El Salvador team. They most likely play in MLS, Liga MX, or in their regional, or their home country's respected first division. But yo, dude, in the El Salvador game, dude, that stadium, it was popping. Like, that's another factor into this. The crowds in these Central American regions are just nuts. So it's like, for one, you're playing a team you don't know nothing really about, against players you don't know nothing really about, in an area and a country you don't know anything about. So it just makes it harder. And in this case, El Salvador, like I said, their stadium was packed. The team played well with good defense, and they shut anything down. And I mean, there's nothing else much to judge because it was a scoreless draw. But with the numbers, USA, they had 49% of possession, 13 shots, 2 on goal. In comparison to El Salvador's 51% possession, 7 shots, and 1 on goal, which is, I mean, it's not like El Salvador was anything. They're not a scary team. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we should have beaten them. But I don't know if it's because we didn't have Christian Pulisic. Is it because these players are not familiar with the team they're playing? I don't know. It was just a very odd game, and very odd strategy by the US, which I hope Greg Berhalter figures out before the start of October.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to. In the following games, he seemed like one of the most stressed out people in the entire earth. Like every play, every substitution was like his life was on the line for this game. And
Well,
I mean, as a coach, that's great, right? He's really invested in the game, but I don't know, man. Every second they panned to him, it looked like he was about to have a heart attack.
well, yeah, it's like because soccer is like it's in that weird gray area where you can coach the team as much as you want before the game, but during the game, it's all up to the players. So it's like this weird thing where it's either the player's fault or their coach's fault, which I know you saw on the social medias that a lot of people think it's the coach's fault. But I mean, I digress considering a lot of these CONCACAF teams like were doing a lot of the same things. They quickly noticed the USA's strengths and they got rid of it right off the bat. And the USA just didn't know how to answer.
Yeah, I think on top of that, the US defense has trouble like quickly adapting to any offense that they see. I feel like other teams have much more versatile formations. They have quicker players. The US is just slow to go back on defense. They're great at trying to create an offense, but when they're still on defense and they're stuck on the offensive line, it just seems like a lackluster team. And then it compounds to make it worse when you are on offense and you can't even get a clear shot to the goal and you're just dribbling the ball around, like you said, and kicking these Hail Marys to get across the field to find somebody when there's nobody there.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because let's transition to the game that you actually saw, which was the Canada game, which was played in the US in Nashville. Another packed house, which is very rare considering Nashville is on the come up for soccer.
Oh, Canada.
No. We're an American podcast. I don't know about any of this. But Danny, since you actually got to see this game, can you give us another quick opinion on what you thought about the game? This USA Canada game ended in a 1-1 draw. What did you like about the game? Hate about the game, or what were you neutral about?
Yeah, I mean, this seemed like a very competitive game right off the bat. It was extremely physical. Canada struck first, scoring their first goal. No. Oh, I'm thinking of Honduras. Wrong.
USA struck first.
Yes. US struck first.
We have notes, sir.
Canada
please look at the notes, sir.
I'm trying to go off my feeling, my heart, my spirit.
Okay, you're American now? Boom. Yeah. In the USA. All right, no more before we get copyrighted. Like how we almost did last time. Dude, shut up.
Maple syrup run through my bones.
Bro, give us your opinion about USA versus Canada.
Yeah, I like the game a lot. Very physical. The US had a lot of great shots. Yeah, I think this US game was the game where the first shot was an incredible header, right, into the back of the net. No, in the first goal was that 100? Oh my God, I'm confusing the games.
The first, the USA Canada game opened up with a Brandon Aronson goal, his fourth goal at the time at the 55th minute. It was a tap in off of the run and play.
You're right.
Yes.
I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a running kick to center, past two defenders, right behind the goalie, and it was a quick tap in to find the back of the net.
Yes,
correct?
which by the way, that's Greg Berhalter's favorite style of scoring a goal. He likes those tap in goals. He likes passing the ball. He likes creating transitional goals because I don't know. It's always been his forte, which he used to coach the Columbus Crew, and that was always his like style of play. Jossie Zardes, he was his striker at Columbus, which unfortunately he got hurt, so he's not in this starting rotation roster for World Cup qualifying right now. But when they were at Columbus, that's what they always used to do. And shout out to Jesse Zardes, fellow fellow Cal State Dominguez Toro. But yeah, I feel like if even Zardes was there, it would have been the same thing. But good on Brendan Aronson getting in the right place at the right time. They really needed that, considering it was a scoreless draw in El Salvador. The Nashville crowd was backing them up so much. They were cheering for every good play, booing for every bad play, booing the ref. They booed after the game because it ended 1-1 draw. Because what happened in the 62nd minute? What happened, Danny? What happened in the 62nd minute?
In the 62nd minute,
no less than
Kyle,
less than 10 minutes after they scored.
Yes, Kyle Lauren ties up the game with a goal off of Charlie Davies on the assist.
Yes, Charlie Davies.
I believe it was Mike Turner still on the goal, right? Still
Matt Turner. No, yeah, Matt Turner started in goal once again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised because it looked like he had a good look to block, but he couldn't find the ball.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's something about in soccer with goalies where they know the other player is coming, but I think every goalie's first instinct is to protect the near side goal or the near side goal post. So they're never going to move out up until the ball is crossed. But by the time the ball is crossed,
it's too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, I think they want to gamble a lot of the times, but they can't. Because I mean, we'll get to the Honduras one, but the Honduras goal was very similar, as in they were in transition. They pulled out the center back and they scored. And it's like, hello, like, why are we giving these teams easy goals? But what are you going to do about it, Like, I mean, when you're the goalie and you have to, you can't gamble, like, you're in no man's land. It's a lose-lose, basically. Like, you just got to get lucky at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to predict, too. Like, if I was in that position, I would just panic and fall to the floor every time that ball was coming at me. Props to Matt Turner, but
no, he's a great goalie.
As you said, the first goal in the USA Honduras game was an incredible header. I kept confusing my goals, but it was a great header to go in and find the back of the net by Honduras, who struck first.
I mean, before we get to that game, I mean, Matt Turner, he's been really great. He plays for the New England Revolution in the MLS.
Shout out.
You would probably say he's a third string goalie, but it's in his favor to play these games right now because Zach Steffen, he got sick and he's coming from the UK, which right now they're kind of frowning upon leaving the country. Easton Horvath, who played amazing in the Nations League Cup game as a sub, by the way, he doesn't start for his team. And then we got Matt Turner.
So surprising to me.
No, yeah, I know, right? But he played on. He was standing on his head in that as a sub that game. But I digress. Matt Turner, who at some point thought his career in soccer was over, was taking acting classes before he got picked up by the New England. Yeah, he was taking acting classes because he thought he was done. Because he ended up, I forget what team it was, but they did a little documentary on him on NBC Sports. And he was playing at this pissant team in the middle of nowhere in the U.S. where he was on SportsCenter's not top 10 for like 3 weeks because he scored an own goal. Imagine you're the goalie and you score an own goal.
Yeah, I mean, but that's similar to JaVale McGee. How many times was he on Shaq and a Fool before, he ended up being a great asset to the Golden State Warriors and moving to the Lakers and helping them out. Players can have these great turnarounds.
No, yeah. I mean, at some point, like you just keep playing because someone finally gave him his shot, and he just kept playing. And then the same thing happened in New England where they picked him up. He figured, oh, well, I'm not going to be here that long. And look what happened. He got the starting job. he does what every goalkeeper should do, and that's the most basic thing ever. Do you know what that basic thing is, Danny?
No, sir. Tell me.
He blocks shots, and that's it.
Oh, obvious. I should have said
He doesn't do no crazy passes. He doesn't do any crazy like dribbles when he tries to juke the strikers. He just blocks the shot and he gives the ball out, and that's it. And that's what he was doing these first 2 games, which was good on him.
Yeah,
but yeah, I wouldn't put the blame on him in the Honduras game, which now let's transition on to that one. Which, Danny, what was the final score in that
final
Honduras
score?
game?
USA versus Honduras, 4-1 after a 1-0 lead from Honduras at the half.
And I know you say you got to watch part of that game and some of the highlights. What would you say was good and bad about that game?
Great about the game, Honduras's offense, unshakable. It's just they seem to poke holes in the USA's defense like you were just like pressing on like wet paper towels or something. They just found every opening. They had an incredible amount of shots. A lot of them went wide, but Matt Turner blocked quite a few of them. But at the turn of the half, no more than 2 minutes in after the half starts, the USA ties the game up at 47 minutes. Anthony Robinson finds the back of the net to tie it up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, would you agree that that first half was the worst thing you've ever seen?
From USA, yes.
No, yeah, it was straight garbaggio. It was trash. I don't even know what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
we had
to make.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think it's a plague in the USA national team. They're slow starters. Their defense sucks. And when their defense sucks, their offense suffers. So they start slow until they're able to create an opportunity on offense. And then they're able to use that momentum to spur themselves forward. But that's such a bad loop. If your defense sucks, your offense sucks. And if they keep scoring on you, it all pins and hinges on your goalie. If your goalie can block shots, then your team is still alive. But if Matt Turner was replaced by an inferior goalie, then Honduras would have buried USA easily. And I feel like it would have been like a 6-0 game. But because they got a strong goalie, even though I had no idea, but he was a third string goalie, they were able to use.
Well, he's a starting goalie now.
Yeah, obviously, after these performances. But yeah, it's something that they've got to work on and they've got to fix. You can't use momentum that you don't have and just hope for a miracle goal to get you to a win. So I think the U.S. has a lot to work on after this round.
I mean, I like how you said a miracle goal to win, which if you would have said that in 2017 and what was it, 2012, 2013, I would have been like, yeah, that's how it is for the USA. Because the last time the US went down to Honduras, we scored off of the hair of our chinny chin chin and barely gain a 1-1 draw and get 1 point out of the game, which I remember because we scored literally a last minute equalizer in the 90th minute to tie the game 1-1, which was a Bobby Wood goal, which we shouldn't have even gotten because it was just pure luck. But yeah, I mean, the scoreline contradicts what I just said, but we still have remnants of those past World Cup qualifier away habits where we don't play good defense, then the offense struggles, and then we can't create nothing, which even Christian Pulisic was like, dude, we have no ideas. We can't do anything with this team. But yeah, I mean, luckily, after that first half, Greg Berhalter, the manager, the coach, made some important subs at the half. He brought in Anthony Robinson, Brandon Aronson, and he brought in Sebastian Legit, who, by the way, were very crucial to this win, if you have not noticed on our notes, Danny.
Yes, sir.
Because once again, who scored in the 47th minute?
Anthony Robinson.
Yeah, he scored. It was a run-to-play goal. I believe Ricardo Pepi got the ball in midfield, gave it off to Christian Pulisic, then gave it out wide to Sebastian Legit, who crossed it into the center of the penalty area. The ball bounces around, comes to Anthony Robinson at his feet, and then with a semi-scissor kick, excuse me, puts it in the back of the net, and then does a sick-ass backflip.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Talking about stellar performances, Ricardo Pepi in his debut game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, because guess who scored that second goal to take the lead, Danny? Who was it?
Yeah, in the 75th minute, Ricardo Pepi. It seemed like he was able to find every opportunity for a goal. If not for him, for someone else. But the rookie, the young guy, he's
18 years old.
18 years old
from FC Dallas in the MLS.
Yeah, incredible performance from such a young kid.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really think highly of Pepi just due to the fact that he started playing good very, very recently. I'm like, bro, he might just be getting hot. That's the same thing that happened to Daryl DK from Orlando. He went off to England in the second division. He got hot, came back to Orlando, and just went straight cold. So I was a little bit worried, But then again, like we do have a lot of semi new faces on this squad. A lot of players that haven't gotten to play with the US. He was probably hungry and he wanted these goals. And yeah, he was red hot. Scored a goal, got a couple assists. And yeah, and what happened in the 86th minute, Danny?
The man, Brandon Aronson, was able to find the back of the net in the 86th minute.
And who gave him the assist?
Ricardo Pepi.
Yes, Ricardo Pepi was the assist. Oh, man. The USA steals the ball, lands to Pepi's feet. He dribbles it down. And then Brandon Aronson, right there in the penalty area, puts it in the back of the net. And at that point, I was like, well, at the Pepi goal, I was like, oh, man, the USA's got to hold on for dear life. But, I mean, I would have been fine with the 2-1 scoreline. But no, Brandon Aronson puts it in the back of the net. 3-1. I'm all right. That's it. There's no way Honduras is going to win this. I mean, like I said, CONCACAF is a very hard region. Honduras they kept applying the pressure also. So it's not like they gave up. It's just that those 3 subs at halftime really helped the USA. And then guess what happened at the 93rd minute of the game, Danny? What happened?
Did someone slip in the stands or something?
No. If you not notice, the stands are gated off, sir.
Yeah, but they could have panned to the audience, and then someone slips and throws their hot dog or their popcorn in the air,
bruh. But no, Ricardo Pepi gets into space, puts a shot on goal. It gets blocked by the goalie and lands to the feet of the LA Galaxy's very own Sebastian Legit, who taps it in and makes the scoreline 4-1. Which I was very excited because, dude, after watching these first 2 games, seeing them play the same in the first 45, come out here, kick ass, and just go off on these guys. Like I said, last time they played here, play like crap, and they come out and get these 4 goals, which I'm like, dude, why didn't you guys just do this last time?
Yeah, I think the U.S. is dependent on the momentum. I think Ricardo Pepi, as such a young guy, he provided the energy, the shot opportunity, the assist, clearly, for the U.S. national team to really roll themselves into a position where they were confident enough on the attack to score 4 goals and destroy Honduras. But yeah, I think their strength is also a weakness in that they had to start off with a strong offense of Anthony Robinson's goal to roll into this position where if they were a better team, they would be able to create that goal early on and maybe the 20th minute, maybe earlier, and then show their dominance throughout the entirety of the game. But I feel like even though the score was 4-1 at the end, Honduras never gave up. They had a number of shot opportunities in between every goal that the U.S. had. Most of them were blocked or went wide, but yeah, like you said, the Honduras wasn't giving this game up to the U.S. Yeah, the U.S. used their momentum to really show that they're a better team at the end, but I don't know. It's a win news for me because the U.S. just really showed a weakness that they had, but it's not something that they can improve on.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you. Honduras, every time Christian Pulisic got the ball, he somehow ended up on the ground, a foul or not a foul, which is why he had to get subbed out of the game because he went head over heels and may or may not mess up his ankle, but I think he should be okay. But yeah, once again, Honduras, they kept their foot on the gas pedal. They kept pushing the U.S. That first goal, they were able to draw out their center back, John Brooks, which is why they scored, because John Brooks, I don't know why, he stopped. I guess he was already gassed. He couldn't run back to get his guy. And yeah, they scored. I think it was named Brian Moya. He put it in the back of the net with his head. And of course, I was like, oh man.
Incredible goal.
Here we go again. No, yeah, it was everyone was saying it was a golazo. I mean, in real time, it looked pretty slow. I'm like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, why is this a fancy goal? But I guess it's a fancy goal by soccer standards. But I'm just glad the USA was able to get their act together and, come out with these 3 points.
I think it was an incredible goal because of the full commitment into that header to find the goal. I don't know if you saw the replay, but you saw the guy throw his entire body weight to hit the ball, and then in the background, as the camera's following the ball, you see him slam into the grass. He crumpled like a piece of paper, and then get up and celebrate after he basically crash dummied himself into the ball. Yeah, I think it was a great goal.
I mean, that's just pure adrenaline right there at that point, man. Like, once you score, it's like, oh man, what's up? And it's like party time for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved that party time. Yeah, he ate like a gallon and a half of dirt to get that goal. Well deserved.
I mean, well deserved, but the USA came up on top, luckily. But hopefully by the beginning of October, when they start World Cup qualifiers again, Greg gets it together. These players understand that CONCACAF is no joke, in which they have 2 games now, which I believe they play. I think they play Canada again. I don't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. But yeah, go USA. Stop playing like crap. One other thing we have to talk about in regards to this USA World Cup qualifier campaign. They were missing a lot of players on injury, and they had to kick out a player. Weston McKennie, he was benched for the second game against Canada for breaking team policy. And by September 7th, he was told to return to his club Juventus in Italy, as the coaching staff felt it was the best decision for the team. It took a while. Rumors started swirling. Apparently, he went out of the bubble when it was not the correct time to go out of the bubble. And he apparently went to go party. And which usually that's already grounds for suspension or, some sort of punishment, which is usual in athletics, right, Danny?
Yes, sir. In every bubble.
Yes. And then just the top it on that, the one major rumor that's going around is, this was later clarified, he brought in an unauthorized person into their bubble, into the hotel, which is always a no-no to my understanding, which they never like it when you bring in people, which usually it's of the female variety, to your hotel. And here's the one part that hasn't been clarified, which I did hear and read on the socials that a lot of people that are insider on what occurred is that he may or may not have gone out with someone's sister from the team, which I would say personally is okay because they're dating. But if it's right before a game and it's in the middle of the night, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
You don't booty call your teammate's sister and expect not to get consequences. But I mean, I guess it happens in every bubble, NBA bubble, NFL bubble. You know, you can't stop the desire. These big, hunky, handsome athletes, they can't stop.
Yeah, right. We saw that in the NBA bubble, right? Didn't someone get ousted? They were married and they invited some random chick over.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Like
The NBA bubble also revealed Seth Curry's weird relationship with Doc Rivers' daughter. Yeah, I mean, these bubbles just make everything more intimate. You know, every move is watched by everybody, which is interesting and stressful at the same time. But
I mean, like, it wasn't even a bubble.
Don't be a dumbass.
No, yeah, like it wasn't even a bubble. It's just like, all right, here are the rules. Don't break it. And what does he do? All right, I'm gonna go out. Hey, you wanna come back to my hotel, bro? Come on, bro. And it's like, bro, you're playing this week. Come on.
And on top of that, you're gonna see your teammate the same day, and you're gonna talk about like, oh, hey, your sister said don't forget to go to the grocery store. Like, come on.
And the worst part is, this isn't the first time. Well, not that he slept with other people's sister or Brian people, but when he was at Juventus last season, the head coach Andres Pirlo also benched him for the same thing. He had a party at his house in which in Italy they had a hard like quarantine. So it's like, dude, you got in trouble once for it. Why are you gonna do it again?
Which makes sense. Italy was hit very hard with COVID, and if I were them, I wouldn't want it to happen again. So, very understandable, strict restrictions.
Now, I'll just say this as the last thing. The hard rumor that's going around is that Juventus wants to get rid of him.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, USA, out of these 3 games for World Cup qualifying, they get 5 points, which has them in second or third, depending on what chart you're looking at, what table you're looking at.
Yeah, they really needed those points in this game versus Honduras, and they got them. But tune in October 7th versus Jamaica for the next World Cup qualifying game in the final round. Following that game, you'll find USA versus Panama on October 10th, and then USA versus Costa Rica on October 13th. So put them in your calendar.
I know 2 of those games are home, which are you gotta win those games. You have to. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. USA World Cup qualifying. Hopefully they win it all. When I say win it all, I mean just make it to the World Cup.
Yeah. No hopes for the actual FIFA World Cup, huh?
No, yeah. But yes, hopefully they make it to the Super Bowl of World Soccer. And speaking of Super Bowl, Danny, which will transition now into our second big topic, which I will be speaking mostly of, which I hope you could chime in just a little bit.
And I will.
The NFL season has begun. Are you excited? Are you excited?
Yes and no. Like we've discussed in a previous podcast, I've been out of the NFL game for quite a bit. Stirring some confusion when I mentioned Cam Newton, and you're like, well, he's been on this team. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get back into it. I remember Tampa Bay was in the Super Bowl last year against the Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know who's at the top, who's at the bottom, but yeah, I'm excited to get back into it.
Well, at the time of this recording, there's only been 1 game played, and that was between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys, which ended with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning 31-29. Tom Brady played amazingly as usual, but also Dak Prescott coming back from injury, dude, he played really, really well. He looked a little shaky, but he cleaned his act up, and he got them the lead for a little bit, and then Tom Brady happened and they kicked the winning field goal, and that was that. But yeah, at the moment, Tom Brady looks great. The team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, brought back 22 of their starters from their winning Super Bowl team. For the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, he's looking to bounce back. Same thing for Dak Prescott coming back from injury. Zeke, although he was a little bit injured last season in 2020, but he played very poorly, which he didn't really rush for much. And yeah, I think he's looking to bounce back. I did highlight, we're going to do this very quickly as there's a lot of teams and there's only me and you. I think the top teams right now are looking to, way too early predictions. The teams right now, they're looking good at the Packers, the Bucks, the San Francisco 49ers, the Bills, the Chiefs, and surprisingly, I want to say the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, controversy.
Yes, a little bit. It gets more controversial for me. So the Packers, they got it together finally. They were able to keep Aaron Rodgers, who I don't know, how am I supposed to say this? It was rumored / official that he was not returning due to the fact that Rodgers and the front office do not like each other. And Rodgers, for the past couple of years, have been asking for the team, make adjustments, bring them people you can work with. And when I say people you can work with, people that can benefit the team more than he already is, or at least he can utilize to better the team. And they just weren't cutting it. They drafted a backup quarterback, which was like, to him, like a WTF. You're drafting a backup quarterback when I'm already the best quarterback in the league, and I need a receiver or a defender, and you're giving me this crap. But luckily, he made this decision right before the beginning of the start. Excuse me, and he's back at training. He's practicing with the team, and hopefully they play well. Last season they ended 13-3. They made it to the NFC Championship final, where they lost to the winning Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Excuse me if I got that correct. My other team that I think will do good as well will be San Francisco, the 49ers. I don't know. They just sound good. I mean, they got Jimmy Garoppolo. I know he was kind of hurt. He was in and out of the lineup. But I feel like with Jimmy G, they're going to pick up the slack and they should win their division. They should win the NFC West. And from winning the NFC West, they should go far in the playoffs. In the AFC, the Browns, they were red hot last season, 11-5. They did lose in the divisional round, but that's okay. Their quarterback, he's great. Running game, decent. The receiving core, subpar to my knowledge. But they should, if they're gonna repeat, they have to repeat what they did last season. They've been crap for years. There's literally people that buy jerseys, or he bought one jersey one year, and he just duct tapes the name of the next quarterback onto his jersey because they keep changing quarterbacks because they all suck. And the other team from the AFC that I like to point out, which it hurts me to say this because, they played really well last season, but I don't see them as a consistent team, and that's the Buffalo Bills. If the Buffalo Bills Mafia wants to come after me, come at me, bro. Bring it on, bro. But apparently they're seen as a contender. They have Josh Allen, who last season played really well, but I feel like if the Bills are going to be good, they have to make sure that Josh Allen is really good. I think he's been in the season for at least 3 years. He's had one good season last year. I don't think that's enough to convince me that he's going to carry that team. But what the hell do I know? If they tell him, hey, we might move to Austin. If you play really well, we might get a good season. We might get a new stadium. This would be the good time for him to play good. But yeah, I'm on the fence about the Bills and Josh Allen. And then finally, for the AFC, I got the Chiefs, who are still good. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, unstoppable defense. You can't tell me that they can't at least make it to the AFC Championship game. And for my sleeper teams, first up, I got the Rams. I don't know. I mean, you can't say that the Rams aren't going to be good. You got
LA
Darnold.
bias. I sense a
Shut
LA
up.
bias.
They got the Ram. They got Aaron Donald in the defense. They got a new QB. We got to see where this goes. Got a new stadium. It's going to be packed now. So you can't tell me that this team doesn't want to show out. Another good team that I believe, I mean, I'm also on the fence with them, with the Bills, which are my Saints, who unfortunately lost Drew Brees to retirement. But then again, they lost a lot of players for no reason. Michael Thomas wants to get traded because he's upset that the trainers told him he was okay, but then he got hurt and then now he needs surgery and now he's going to be out for like half the season. We lost the punter. We lost our kicker. But then again, it's the Saints. They usually have a permanent system. But then again, we have Jameis Winston as our starting quarterback who back at Tampa Bay was known for turning the ball over too much. And he is and probably was and still is the interception 9,000. Another team that is good by name is the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know, something about Pittsburgh. They just always play well. Just never doubt them. And the last team that I have from the AFC are the LA Chargers, who in the past couple of years, they just got their head out of their asses. They play like crap. They had Phillip Rivers. He helped carry them to a playoff appearance. Unfortunately, they had to play the New England Patriots when they still had Tom Brady. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. They made it to the finals, to the playoffs, and I mean, the Chargers don't have a lot of fans, but if they could pick up the slack, they could play really well. New stadium, hopefully new fans. But yeah, I know I just talked a lot of probably nonsense, and I flew by most of the information that I said, but Danny, what can you say about this upcoming NFL season?
I can say that there are a lot of new players. I have no idea about the team and the leagues, or the teams and the leagues have shifted quite a bit since I was following football. But from your quick rundown, it seems like we have 4 great teams to keep an eye out for other potential teams to give some respect and see how they perform this season. But yeah, from your recommendation, I'll keep an eye on Packers, the Bucks, 49ers, the Bills, the Browns. I'll glance at. I may not be as confident in them as you are, and the Chiefs. But yeah, I think I'll be following this year a lot more, and we'll see how the NFL tickles my fancy.
Well, that's good to hear because I need to make 2 Super Bowl predictions for now. Don't worry. I know we were speaking off of the podcast. I said you would be ridiculed for what decision you make, but it's okay. You could change it later down the line just because you're a newbie.
Here we go.
I could go first if it helps you.
Go ahead.
So my Super Bowl predictions, which also I'll admit I'm also liable for ridicule, whatever. I got the Chiefs and the Packers. I don't know. I just think the Chiefs, they're a good all-round team. Same thing with the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers, they just get it. The team just figures out what they have to do to win. And yeah, I think the Chiefs and the Packers make it to the Super Bowl this year. What do you got?
I will base my prediction off of ESPN's win percentage statistics, and that gives me the Chiefs and the Packers. Same pick. Well, to differ from you a little bit, I will pick the Packers and the Bills, who had the second best win percentage in the AFC.
Are you just trying to pull a fast one? Are you trying to piss on me? I think you're just trying to piss on me because I said the Bills.
I'm just trying not to copy your same prediction.
Whatever. Shut the hell up.
Damn. Okay. You know what? I'll say the same thing as you. You know what? I'll support you, friend.
I just wish you could back up why the Bills are gonna make it, or why the Packers are gonna make it.
Okay. Well, my only reason is that the Packers by far have the best win percentage in the NFC with .813 in the 2020 season compared to the next best win percentage, which was just a 75%. And in the AFC, the Chiefs had a 87.5% win percentage, followed closely by the Buffalo Bills with an 81.3 percentage. So those would have been my reasons, knowing none of the players, knowing none of the nuance of the game. But I have one thing to say. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to retire because he started picking up golf. And just like Jordan, who had problems with the front office, who requested good players, he started picking up golf. And what happened? He eventually retired. So that is what I thought. But Aaron Rodgers surprised me, came back. Hopefully, comes back for a good reason, wins a ring, surprises the world, and we'll get a great NFL season this year.
You suck. I hate how you just finally picked up that he picked up golf. Yeah, it was like a big deal when, I don't know how, but I'm just assuming that the place that he goes play golf at announced, or not they announced, but people that work there, people that got eyes and ears everywhere.
Yeah, I think it got leaked.
Yeah, it got leaked that he renewed his like golf resort membership or whatever at the place in Green Bay, and they're like, oh, is he gonna stay or is he gonna pick up golf or what is it? And it's like, bruh, and like, dude, it was nothing. I think all it was is that he had automatic renewal and he renewed it. I was like, oh, this is so stupid.
No, I think the extra thing on top of that was that the paparazzi caught him on the golf course.
No, yeah, he's like a known golfer, but it was just stupid that people got that inside information that his renewal was up and he renewed it, but I think it was just automatic renewal because like, he loves the golf. No, it is funny. It's just also stupid and ridiculous. But yeah, that was our NFL preview / review / look forward to / assumptioning. But yeah, is there anything else you would like to say about that, Danny, before we move on?
No, sir. Football. Da-na-na-na.
Well, guess what? Add another football today. Because now we're talking about college football. Haha, sucker.
I don't know the college football theme.
You guys can't see, but Danny's looking at me like, dude, I don't even know, bro. But good thing we're moving into the warm-up. We're almost done with our show now. College football weekend number 1 is in the books. A lot of top 25 teams lost this weekend in a first week of college football. 3 of the top 12 teams lost. Some of those teams include Clemson, Wisconsin, University of North Carolina, UNC, LSU lost, Indiana, Washington, LSU all dropped out of the top 25. Hey, man, the first big loss to me came from UNC, which I believe was a Thursday or Friday game. They lost to Virginia Tech 17-10. And UNC went from number 10 in the AP top 25 to number 24, which I'm like, damn, y'all got burnt. And I think they got burnt because they went to HE double hockey sticks. Do you catch my drift, Danny? Because when they went out to go play Virginia Tech came out to play Enter Sandman by Metallica. And I know you saw the video. And, dude, that crowd was lit. That crowd was lit.
Yeah, they were.
They were lit. It was rocking. It was popping, and Virginia Tech came out with the upset at the end to open up the college football season, which I know you went to a college without a college football team. I went to a college without a college football team. But if you were to say, hey, come with me to this game, I'd be like, sure, why not? Screw it. Why would I want to come see this team I know nothing about? But if it's lit, it's lit. And yeah, that's what happened. I feel like all the momentum was on Virginia Tech side, and they defeated the number 10 team in the country. The biggest win for me came very near to us, Danny, at the Pasadena Rose Bowl, where UCLA beat LSU 38-27. Excuse me. The Tigers were number 16 and are now out of the top 25. And guess what? The UCLA Bruins are now the number 16 team in the country. Dude, that's hilarious. That is like a double-edged sword, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Is that, what would you say? What's like a proper word? Ironic? Hilarious?
Yeah, ironic.
Like, you're LSU, you're number 16, you lose, you get bounced out of the top 25, and the team that beat you is the number you were at. And it gets more funny because Ed Orgeron, coach of LSU, he's walking into the tunnel, there's students all around from UCLA, they're talking smack, and he tells them, all right, guys, this is how he talks, by the way, all right, guys, how about you guys come out with your sissy blue shirts?
I would like to add that at the time of this game, I was in Pasadena, not knowing that this game was taking place. The streets were swarmed. No, there was no traffic, but the streets were swarmed with LSU fans. There was purple and yellow everywhere. And I felt their defeat. We went into dinner, I think it was third quarter, came out, no LSU fans anywhere. If they were there, they were sad and angry. But I had no idea what was going on. I only related it afterwards. But yeah, congrats to UCLA.
No, I mean, I would say it was a big win because you don't usually see SEC teams come out here. And for LSU to, I mean, I see what the pundits say, what the analysts say. They say LSU is an okay team. They're not the best team right now. But for UCLA to get the win over them, their second win of the season, it's like, oh, damn, like, I guess they're for real. I got to see them play in person last year, and I think they played well. Moving on, another team that lost big was Clemson. They lost to Georgia, who they look great. Besides this other SEC team I'll mention a little bit later, but it's a bad loss for them right now. Like, you guys can't be a top 10 team and lose to another top 10 team. Another good game over the weekend, which I believe was on Labor Day or Sunday. I don't know. It was kind of weird because college football on Sundays are weird. Notre Dame played Florida State and it went into OT. Notre Dame came out on top 41-38. They are now number 8 in the country, which I was trying to look them up. I'm like, what do you guys rank as? I think they were number 12, I think, and they moved up to number 8 or number 9. I don't remember. I'm blanking out. But yeah, Notre Dame pulled off a pretty good-looking overtime win, even though the head coach did say the team deserves to be executed, which is very weird. I think I understand what he meant to say, but it was just a very odd choice of words for him to say that his team deserves to get executed.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. But yeah, another good game from this first week of college football. Penn State, they moved up after beating Wisconsin. They went from number 19 to number 11. Wisconsin, another team that you would say, oh, this team looks scary. When you walk out onto the field, Danny, do you know what song they play when the team comes out onto the field?
Jump around.
Bro, that was a terrible rendition. I thought you were doing Zelda for a second. But yes, it is Jump Around. And dude, that crowd was also lit.
Yeah,
so, what were you gonna say? Go. I want to hear you talk.
I was gonna say I never seen a stadium full of college kids sweat more, jumping around the entire time. After 2 minutes, everyone was fanning themselves as they sat down.
I know. Hey, yo, Jump Around by House of Pain. It's always a bop. It's from the 90s. A lot of the people in the video in those seats look very young. So I would say it would take a lot for them to dance to a song from the 90s, which is kind of hard to do sometimes, unless it's like a bop, an R&B bop. You get me?
Yeah. One of these teams need to come out to, I guess, buy you a drink or something. Yeah? 2000s R&B.
Like a love song. or some
Yeah.
Destiny's Child.
Yeah. I guess Up Down by T-Pain, I guess, would be more appropriate, but that's 2000s.
That is true. I'm pretty sure somewhere out there they play that. Somewhere out there.
UCLA. No, sorry. It should be Tennessee. Tennessee.
Oh,
Nashville native T-Pain.
there you go. And just to keep on moving on from the music, from the hot bops, Alabama still number 1. They defeated, I believe, number 14 Miami, who they just creamed over, and they're still number 1. Probably the number 1 overall favorite still with the pundits and analysis. I would say still my number 1 based off of them beating a ranked opponent. But yeah, I mean, it felt good to see college football again. It felt good to hear all these crowds, like we mentioned, Wisconsin, Virginia Tech. You know, they came out with their bops. They came out with their jams. The crowds were rocking and popping. I mean, I don't know. Danny, what do you got to say about all this college football madness?
I don't have much to say. Congrats to UCLA. Alabama, congrats to you, number 1. And yeah, after listening to your podium show with Daniel, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more interested. It seems like most of your predictions flew out the window, but that's just how college football goes, though, right?
I mean, when we did the podium show, we were basically trying to analyze all of college football, which is like more than 300 teams and is physically impossible.
You're right. Absolutely right. Yeah, and I feel like you guys are giving more of a overview of who would do well in the season rather than first game picks. But yeah, college football. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, college football underway. I'm looking very forward to this season. So hopefully you could get on it too. I mean, you went to UCI, you got to see some basketball.
Yes, yeah. And actually our football team was undefeated since 65.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
With one player.
One player.
Moving on.
What do we got?
Warriors fall to the Giants.
Are you just going to forget? Bro, this is why I do the transitions. We're now in the rundown. We did the warm-up. We're now in the rundown.
You didn't even let me finish my sentence.
You're doing it. Go with them. Go.
Here we go. The Warriors fall to the Giants in the showdown for the NL West. Our first topic in the rundown is how the Dodgers fell 1-2 in the 3-game face-off against their rivals in California, the Giants.
Okay, thank you. That was way better.
I said exactly this is it. Come on, man.
You scared me for a second. I'm sorry. You scared you.
Where's your trust?
Bro. But yes, the Dodgers. I know we talked about it last week on the rundown, or not in the rundown. What did we talk about? The warm up. One of those two. Yeah, it was a warm up. The Dodgers. They faced the Giants this past weekend. They fell 2-1. They lost the first game, won the second game, lost the last game. Giants. You know, I mean, hey, props to them. The Giants are now the NL West leaders and the alt-right leaders in the MLB. 90 wins, the first team to make it there this season. And we're already in the last month. So currently Giants are in first. Dodgers got the first spot in the wild card. We may do a podium show for playoffs, but yeah, I mean, the Giants, they got Brandon Crawford just hitting dingers, you know, like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about the Giants, but if you're a sleeper team with like not a lot of players that people don't know, like you might go far. But I think it's just, you know, at some point the magic might run out. But as someone that grew up watching the Dodgers, like it's hard to say that the Dodgers are the best team when, you know, the Giants number wise are number one. So yeah, I mean, nothing else has changed since last week other than the Giants won the series between the Dodgers. I believe that's the first time they've won the overall season series against the Dodgers since 2006, I believe, or 2009, which we would have to fact check that later. But yeah, it's been a while. And yeah, Giants are in first place of the MLB. Danny, you want to do a little U.S. Open update?
Yes.
Which it has changed. I know our notes may be a little outdated, but just bear with me, Danny. Can you go over a little bit what we got here?
Yes. Leila Fernandez runs the U.S. Open semis and captivates the world as she turns 19 on Monday, defeating the number 5 seed, Elena Salvador.
I think it's Civitolina.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
That was on Tuesday to advance to the semis in New York in the U.S. Open. But as of this recording, she was victorious in that semifinals where she beat Ariana Sabalenka, another ranked opponent, and she is moving on to the U.S. Open, where I believe she will be facing Emma Raducanu. And hey, man, you got two fresh faces in the tennis world for women's tennis facing off in the final. What do you think about that, Danny, for someone that played tennis back in the day?
Incredibly impressive. At 18, playing tennis, I could not even get my first serve over, relying on my snappy second serve that was always returned. Yeah, exactly. So it's incredibly impressive to find and see someone at the same age achieve such great heights.
I mean, good on them. I mean, like, I don't usually get into tennis, and not just because we're doing a sports podcast, but everybody's talking about her. Like, she's the toast of the town. You know, once Osaka went out, once Venus and Serena Williams said they're not coming.
Yeah, they pulled out. Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, I mean, we did talk about it before. I said this is going to open up opportunities for new faces in the tennis world. And was I wrong?
Yeah.
No, I was not wrong. Wait, what the hell? No, I was not wrong. What the hell?
No, I was agreeing with you.
No, yeah, you're right. I was not wrong. And look what happened. This Canadian girl who just turned 19 on this past Monday has made it to the final. And another quick fact I have on here, the Canadian teen is the youngest woman to reach the U.S. Open semifinals since Maria Sharapova did at the age of 18 in 2005, which now has to be rectified because I'm pretty sure she's the youngest to make it since Sharapova in 2005 also. Just more facts on Fernandez. She defeated Naomi Osaka in the 3rd round and Angelina Kerber in the 4th round. I think right now, I don't know how ranking works in tennis, but she's currently ranked unseeded last time I checked. Through the past Tuesday, she became the youngest player to defeat 2 WTA top 5 players at any major since 17-year-old Serena Williams did at the 1999 U.S. Open. What do you think about that, Danny?
Incredibly impressive. I think tennis is really showing the gap in generations now, where you're seeing these younger players come out and really show leaps and bounds in advances in the game and give the older generation that we're familiar with, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, kind of a run for their money.
I mean, like, it's cool. Like it's new, it's fresh in a world where information and history is quickly passed on and sometimes overlooked. Here in tennis is like, well, who's hot at the moment, and this is who you got right now. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see where they play out. I don't recall when the final is. I don't know. Can the Rambling RunOff research team look that up? Is that a possibility, or do I gotta do everything myself?
The finals are to be determined between Leila Fernandez and Emma Raducanu.
Yeah, I said that already.
Raducanu, sorry. To be determined on September 11th.
Oh, okay, so what is that? Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday, excuse me. Saturday. There you go. The finals on Saturday. This Saturday, if you're listening to it, if you're listening to our podcast on the day of. Yeah, hopefully it's a good game. Both people deserve it. Like I said, new faces, new places. So yeah. Let's go, Layla. Let's go, Layla.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would just like to point out her name is Leila Fernandez, but she's from Canada.
Yeah, I mean, Canada is another boiling pot.
But yeah. One more tennis thing we would like to bring up. So we're almost done with our show here because I know we took a little while on the USA qualifiers. Mr. Novak Djokovic. He is looking for another Grand Slam, which I got to see part of him play. He was really good. But I'd just like to point out that the guy that was interviewing him kept trying to ask him questions about what he's going to do next after the Open. And he just kept like talking over him.
I think as the years go by, we find out that DJ Novak is just more of a sore loser, more of a sharp edge, a harsh personality. He's a great tennis player, but being great at sports doesn't mean you're a great person.
Yeah,
I think it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, not that he was being. I wouldn't say he was being a jerk, but he was being a jerk. But I think because like he's getting up into his career.
Yeah, he just has less to care about.
Yeah, like it's not like they're like, oh, what are you gonna do next? It's like, dude, let me like play my games.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's moving on. He's number 1 seed. He's going to face number 4 seed Alexander Zverev, and the number 2 seed Danny Medvedev clashes with the 12th seed Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime. And hopefully those matches also live up to the hype of the women's game. The U.S. Open men's semifinals begin at 3 p.m. on Friday, or today if you're listening to it, and they will be viewed on ESPN or the ESPN app if you have that, ESPN.com.
Not a sponsor.
Yes, not a sponsor. But yeah, looking forward to that. I believe the final is it going to be Sunday then? Is that what's going to be? It has to be Sunday, right? Because you would have the women's final Saturday, and then you play the men's final on Sunday, correct? That makes common sense, right? See or no?
I have no idea, but
I believe so.
I guess, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the U.S. Open is only scheduled to the 12th anyway, till Sunday, so
okay,
makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. And the last thing that we got on the rundown, Danny,
Yes, sir.
Olympic gold medalist Gabe Stevenson, heavyweight freestyler for wrestling. He's going to the WWE. Signed a contract with them very recently.
Worlds of Wrestling collide.
I know, there you go. He just signed a contract with them this week. He stated in an interview he's been on WWE for a very long time. It's one of his favorite things that he used to watch as a kid. So good on him. I know WWE's been known to pick up Olympic talent. They picked up Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, back in the 90s. They also picked up another gold medalist, Kurt Angle. And fun fact, Danny, he won the gold medal with a broken freaking neck. So it's good to see that another Olympic gold medalist is following in his footsteps, and hopefully, he catches on. I know WWE pro wrestling is a whole different animal. It's a lot of, yes, it may be fake, but it's more scripted, as in you still got to work out. You still got to keep your body healthy. You got to keep your body safe. But then again, you got to learn how to talk with people. You got to promote the events, promote the fights, promote the wrestling. So hopefully, he picks it up very quickly, because, some of these WWE crowds nowadays, they're very ruthless. And if they're not ruthless, they think you're very boring and you get no reaction from the crowd. I don't know. What do you think about that, Danny?
Yeah, WWE and the wrestling world, outside of competitive weightlifting and professional Olympic wrestling or Greco-Roman, is very different. It's a whole different animal, a whole different game. Yeah, you do have to bring your personality. You have to bring your A game It's not just about physical performance, although that is a big aspect. You know, it is about staying healthy, about ability to perform and have chemistry with other athletes and professional wrestlers, as well as, you know, creating that storyline and sticking to or going off the script, and taking your quote unquote character or your persona up to the top or down to the bottom if you're a heel, and just creating this atmosphere in this world where people can fall into and kind of blur the line between reality and scripted, so that entertainment can be created. So yeah, good luck to you, Gable Stevenson. He already has a very good wrestling name. We'll see what his nickname comes out to be. But yeah, I think that's it for the rundown, if I'm correct, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing else to add on to that?
Yeah, so thank you all for listening to the Rambling Runoff. If you're listening on YouTube, hit like, subscribe. Please leave a comment. Any feedback is good feedback for us.
Please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please, please, please.
Yes. And if you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow. And if you want to see more of us, check out Off Rambling on Twitter and check out our Instagram by searching Rambling Runoff.
No, yeah. I mean, wow, Danny, you did that very well.
Thank you.
The outro. I wish I'll start the music
You
now.
do the intros, I'll do the outros.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. On Twitter, look us up at Off Rambling. On Instagram, just type in Rambling Runoff, and hopefully you find us. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Robert RRY. Danny, where can they find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Danny Tangent. Also, another heads up, we will be updating our logos and graphics soon, so be on the lookout. If you followed us for a bit, you'll see quite the improvement, and it'll be a good base, so we hope to improve from there. But yeah, thank you for the support. Please don't forget, like and subscribe, and do all the other things that we just talked about. Yeah, I guess that wraps up today's show. Thank you all for listening. Yeah, if you have anything else to add, Robert?
No, I mean, I feel like you took control of the show. I'm very proud of you. But yeah, this was the Rambling Runoff. I'm your host, Robert Rios, and this was
Danny Tan. All right, see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.